Right now, what you're looking at is the key of C major. You're also looking at the key of A minor. If you were on a piano, this would just be the white keys. So this is one big gigantic pattern, and there's a bunch of ways to break it down into smaller patterns. When people break it down into 7 patterns, they usually confuse it with modes. When people break it down into 5 patterns, they usually confuse it with the cage system. When people break it down into 3 patterns, well, they don't really do that very often because there's nothing to confuse that with, so it doesn't really get talked about very often, but that's the way I like to do it. I like to break it down into just 3 patterns, but there's a bunch of different ways to break this stuff down, but that's a lot of memorization. That's a lot of patterns, blah, 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 blah. We just need to know where the hell we are in this key. We're in the key of C major. We're in the key of A minor. All I need to know is that for a minor key, I'm going to locate my reference patterns with my index finger. If I'm in a major key context, then I'm going to locate my reference patterns, which are going to be pentatonic position number 1 and pentatonic position number 4 with my pinky finger. So let's find pentatonic position number 1. Let's say the context is A minor. All right, cool. Index finger. Put it on the note A on the low E string. Boom, right there. So here's my pentatonic position number 1. Take my index finger, put it on the note A on the low E string. You have an A up here, so here's my pentatonic position number 1. Whenever I have my pentatonic position number 1, which looks and sounds like this, I can go ahead and I can add a little piece of pentatonic position number 2 and a little piece of pentatonic position number 5 to it. And I'm only going to do so on the upper 3 strings for the higher extension and the lower 2 strings for the lower extension. That way I'm not so stuck in these little box patterns. So I can do stuff like... And then I'm not going to include all of the extra notes from the scale, because remember, the pentatonic scale is just 5 of the 7 total notes. That's why the pentatonic notes in the pentatonic position 1 and these little extensions are lit up in yellow, but then you still have some notes that are black. So the black notes are the non-pentatonic notes, but they're still part of this key. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add those notes in, but I'm only going to do so on the high 3 strings. So that way, if I want to get a little bit more melodic, so keep in mind that was for a minor context. I could have done the exact same thing if it was the key of C major. If I was in a major key context, I would just locate pentatonic position number 1 with my pinky instead of my index finger. That's the only difference. So here, you have the same big gigantic pattern, which can be broken down into a bunch of different ways, but I don't need to know all that stuff. All I need to know is, hey, I'm in the key of C major. All right, pinky, put it on the note C right there, 8th fret. Boom, here's my pentatonic position number 1. Go ahead, add in my upper extension, my lower extension, add in my extra diatonic notes on the high 3 strings down here and up here. Same exact roadmap.